All right, welcome back to another review, and today I want to talk about the G.I. Joe Classified Series Cover Girl. Now, she comes with a few accessories, so let's get into taking a look at these accessories and let's talk about this figure. Starting off, she comes with her adjustable wrench for working on the tank. Next, she has her data pad, which actually has some nice little schematics there, or pictures of, I think this is the molar, right? If I'm mistaken, please leave it in the comments down below, but this is the tank that she is not only the person who works on it, but also drives the tank. Next, we have her 9mm hand pistol. I do like the way they did the silver going across the actual gun itself, and then on the actual handle, you can see some detail on there of a star, kind of like, the G.I. Joe logo. Very nicely done. Next, we have her 12 gauge, which is actually really nice. I like the way they put the green on it. The only thing I don't understand is why they have this pin right here for chambering when it's a pump action shotgun. Nice pistol grip, but hey, they do what they do. All right, so let's get into taking a look at Cover Girl herself. Now, looking at this figure, as far as the head sculpt and everything, I mean, she looks like she needs to eat a little bit more. She looks a little bit, yeah, just a little thin. Doesn't look like the digital renders that they first sent out, to be honest with you. Now that I have her in hand and I'm looking at her, I mean, don't get me wrong. She's still a cool looking figure. But, yeah, she just looks a little unhealthy. That's just my opinion. Anyway, I'm not going on about that. But anyway, I like the way they did the jacket, the shirt. And we got another female in the line, which is really, really cool. So let's get into taking a look. Now, I want to talk about this figure. I'm not going to go through all the articulation because I don't want people to think I'm yarning on the figure. So without yarning on the figure, I want to just show you something. And that is this. Okay? See how I put my finger up here on the shoulder? And I move this articulation to get her arms to move. When I move her arm, the sculpt breaks, right? But look at that. If I go to push down the slightest little bit, look at this. This is garbage. Garbage. I'm telling you, this is garbage. This should not be. Lady J wasn't like this. Scarlet wasn't like this. Nor was the Baroness. You know who was like this? Dusty was like this. He had a gap here just like this. And you know who else was like this? Zarana. Because these things come right off. You put any little pressure on them and they come off. Both sides. I don't understand why. And I'm not picking on the figure. But look, now I have an armless Cover Girl. This is ridiculous. Why Hasbro? Why are you making such crappy figures now when this line should be getting better and better? I mean, you have Falcon that looks like Mrs. Doubtfire. I will not be picking that one up. I mean, just because of the way that he looks. I mean, let's be real. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. And all you lovers of G.I. Joe out there, which I am one of them, and I think this is a great line. I just don't understand why you would turn around and make stuff like this. I just don't understand why you would turn around and make shit like this. And that's exactly what it is. It's shit. When you make figures like this, it's shit. Believe me, when Jada Toys out there has 6-inch figures that are the same size as these G.I. Joe Classifieds, or even that has the Marvel Legends, I should say. Yeah, I mean, Jada Toys is really kicking ass. Now, with that being said, as you guys can see, I mean, I'm not disappointed with the sculpt of the figure. What I'm disappointed is with the fact of when I go to move her, the articulation. Look at that. It gaps out on its own. I'm not the only one out here who has seen this. I mean, you could turn around and you could take a look at the Fuchsia's review. There's Articulated Ninja's review out there of this figure. There's a bunch of people out there that have the exact same issue. So everybody who wants to complain and say we're yarning on these figures and, well, I got 40 of them and I don't have this issue. You're full of shit. You're full of shit. Because everybody is having this issue with them. And I don't know why they made her legs so far out here. I mean, whatever. I don't get it. But overall, aesthetic wise, she's very pleasing. Don't get me wrong. She's gonna be standing on the shelf, and yeah, okay, that can be forgivable. No, it can't be, just because she's standing on a shelf. I made that. I've said that before. Okay, I can live with it. You know what? Yeah, with standing on the shelf, you can live with it. But if you want to pose the figure out, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's just garbage. But like I said, when you have stuff like Jada Toys, Jada Toys is bringing this, their game to the table. I mean, Chun Li's going to be coming out, and that's a female figure, and I guarantee you, she's not going to have these type of issues, not at all. And look, I have Valaverse also, and I know you guys have seen my video on the Valaverse figure. Oh my god, I can't remember her name right now. Pandora, the bloody Pandora figure. That one does not have these type of issues. I have not had any Valaverse figure that's had any type of issues like this. And yeah, so I'm just saying that, you have to do better. I don't think this line is going to last long. I mean, I hope it does, but I don't think that it's going to last long with the way this stuff keeps happening. And I wasn't wanting to turn this into a kind of a bashing session, but it's not. It's a fact session, because look, man, you can't turn around and charge us the money that you charge us for crappy stuff like this. Sculpt wise, it's beautiful. Okay, everything else is good. I can't complain about the knees or the feet, or even her waist articulation. She's got more articulation than most Marvel Legends when it comes to the female figures in Marvel Legends. But when it comes to crap like this on the arms, especially when you're going to be moving them and having her hold a weapon, I mean, that shouldn't be. You shouldn't be able to do that. I mean, look, I'm barely pushing on it. Barely pushing on it. And it does that. I mean, look, yeah, so she has her insignia on her jacket, which looks good. Okay, that's great. And, her little belt and buckles are painted, and that's great. So we got buckles painted, and, we have logos on the jacket, stuff like that. But we're going to get crappy articulation when it comes to the bicep swivels. I mean, come on. This is not the only figure. Dusty's that way. Zarana's that way. I figured, this line would get better as it gets more and more into it. But whatever they're doing, they need to stop this. You guys at Hasbro that are getting rid of people that are doing wonderful work and great work and stuff like that, stop doing that, man. Get those people back. Get rid of the people that think they know what they're doing and they don't, and get the people in here that know what they're doing, because this here, it's a travesty. It really is. And I wanted to say really good things about this figure, but I can't when it comes to those things right there. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, and this ain't all rainbows and sunshines, and I'm not going to blow unicorn rainbows out your ass when it comes to it either. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'll tell you when a figure is great, and I'll tell you when a figure sucks. And this sucks when it comes to stuff like this. This sucks. That's fact. It's in your face from the moment that you take it out of the package to the moment you try doing anything with it. That happens right then and there on both sides. First it was Dusty. It was okay. I could forgive that a little bit. Even Zarana's arm popping off, I could even forgive that somewhat. But this is both sides. And yeah, I just think for the money that you're paying, you shouldn't have to. Now, I don't know if it's because that's how they get the jacket on, that the arms are doing that. I don't know, and I don't care. Hasbro should be refunding people their money for buying these. They should sell this. If the figure's going to go out crappy with crappy QC issues, you should be charging a customer $6 for the figure. Okay, let's be real. Even the original G.I. Joes, didn't have issues. They didn't have tons of articulation, don't get me wrong, but they didn't have these kind of issues. Anyway, I don't want to keep going on about this because it's just horrible. It's just horrible. But like I said, when you have stuff like Jada Toys that are bringing such good things to the table, and then you end up with stuff like this is where we have issues, because now we're going to compare everything to these other figures that another company is bringing to the table in the same height, the same scale, and you are getting way better. all I'm saying is, Hasbro, you guys need to get it together. If you're going to become one of these, you're already a giant corporate company, but if you become a one that takes advantage of your customers and stuff like that, shame on you. You know what's going to happen? Everybody's going to just stop buying them. But I don't think they will, because people are starving for these. They want these figures because they're G.I. Joe fans, and I get it. I buy them myself. I spend my money on these as well. But let's be real. If you're going to make something like shit, we're going to call you out on it, and which therefore you guys need to make right on it. And that's all I have to say about that. I hope you guys enjoyed this rant on this figure. Not really a great review, but it's the truth. So before you pick up this figure, think about what you're going to get, because now I'm at the point where I'm picking and choosing what figure to get. I did pick up some of the new ones that are coming out. I pre-ordered them. Don't get me wrong, because they're some of my favorites to the line. But yeah, from here on out, man, I'm just really being picky and choosy, and definitely I'll be checking out other people's reviews on them to see if they have more QC issues and stuff like that before I start buying these figures. So with that being said, guys, please like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment down below. And as always, hit that notification bell so you never miss out on anything new that I am putting up. And I'll catch you all on the flippity flip.